Hey guys, so we're just going to jump right into it. I'm going to start off by priming my face with my Mario Badescu Rosewater Facial Spray and my Too Faced Hangover Primer. And then I'm just going to take this liquid highlighter from Tim 2 and put that on the high points of my face. And then with this Brow Gal eyebrow palette, I'm going to be taking the darkest shade in the palette. Also, I did take down the black background because it was making the lighting look really funny, so that is why it is white now instead of black. And then I'm going to clean up my eyebrows with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, as always. And then I'm going to use this Urban Decay eyeshadow brush to blend out that concealer. And then I'm just going to set that concealer down with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And then going into my Violet Voss Holy Grail palette, I'm going to be taking the shade Transition and using that as my transition shade. And taking my Morphe E23, I'm going to build that up and keep blending that out until I'm satisfied. For this look, I'm really going to focus all of the shadows on the outer part of the eyelid, the crease, the eyelid, all of those shadows are going to be focused on the outside rather than the inside. So over the inside, I'm really just going to use a light hand. And next, taking Are You Kitten Me on a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to take this shadow to really deepen up that outer part of my eye and into the crease a little bit. And I'm going to keep building this color up until it's a nice warm brown because the other shadows we are working with are very cool tones, so we just want to add a little bit of warmth into the shadow. And then going back in with that Morphe E23 brush, I'm just going to blend out those edges with no additional product on the brush. And then I'm going to be taking the shadow Brownie Points on a Morphe E17 brush, and I'm going to use this color to deepen up the outer corners and really give it that smoky eye effect. And then going back in with that Morphe M433 brush and a little bit of the color Transition, I'm going to build up that outer corner and make sure those colors are nice and well blended. And then I'm going to keep adding that Brownie Point shadow and then blending it out and then adding it on and blending it out in the same kind of process. And then blending out the edges so everything is seamless with my Anastasia blending brush. And then I'm going to begin cutting my crease, and I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape to cut my crease. And then taking the shade Thanks a Latte, I'm going to set down that concealer. And then I'm just going to blend out the edges with my finger because that really blends out the concealer into the shadow a little bit more. And then once again, just taking that Thanks a Latte and setting that lid shade. And then going back in with Are You Kidding Me and blending those edges out a little bit more so everything is nice and seamless. And then going back in with brownie points to deepen that up again and make sure everything is blended. I'm just going to keep going back and forth for a little while to make sure everything is perfect. And then taking my Wet n Wild Megaliner, I'm just going to line my eyes. I'm not going to do a wing. And then adding this Rimmel London Volume Lash Scandalized Mascara before I pop on some lashes. And then mixing my Wet n Wild and my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, I'm going to spot that onto my face and then blend that out with my Morphe M439 brush. And just making sure that's really buffed into the skin. I forgot how good this brush was. I rediscovered it and I loved the finish it gave my skin. It's beautiful. And then going back in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, I'm just going to highlight my face. And of course blending that out with my Beauty Blender. And then I'm going to set that in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest of my face with that powder as well. And then going into my Kat Von D Shade+Light Contour palette, I'm going to take the darkest shade and carve out my cheekbones and my jaw and my forehead with that. And then taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, I'm going to bronze up my cheeks a little bit. And then going into my BH Cosmetics blush palette, I'm going to be taking these two blushes right here and taking that onto the apples of my cheeks. Going back into the shade Transition with my Morphe E18, I'm going to put that onto my lower lash line. And then I'm going to wipe away the bake that I used to carve out my contour to make it a little sharper. And then going back in with Are You Kidding Me on this e.l.f. fluffy brush. And I'm going to smoke that onto the lower lash line. I'm basically just going to be repeating the shadows that I used on my outer corner onto my lower lash line. And I'm going to focus this on the outermost part of my lower lash line to really give it that smoky eye. And then I'm going to take some black liner and put that on my waterline and also tight line. And then for highlight today, I'm going to be taking the Nicole Guerrierro highlighting palette and going into Glow Getter. I'm also going to be putting that on my inner corners and my brow bone. And then taking my Mario Badescu spray to sink all of that into my skin and make sure nothing's cakey. And then taking this MAC Selena lipstick in the shade Dreaming of You. But I wanted something a little bit darker, so I went in with this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Copenhagen. And I just ended up doing a bit of an ombre lip, and I really like the way this came out. And then of course, to set that all in, I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and that is it for this tutorial, you guys. I really hope you guys liked the way this came out. I really love this look, and if you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me so I'll know. It really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!